welcome back to K-Man Builds. Today's episode, we're going to be working on my wife's 2008 BMW 328i. I have a problem with the back lock, and what it's doing is when you try to lock the door, it cycles up and down, and it may or may not lock all the way each time. So sometimes you have to push it a couple times, but it sits there and just cycles. So this is the actual lock actuator mechanism. It's a pretty big chunky piece, but anyway, it goes right in there. So to get this replaced, you basically have to pull off the whole door panel, get that out of the way, and then go in there and pull out some of the internals there, get them out of the way, and then unbolt it. And it's a little bit of work trying to get it in and out. So we're going to go ahead and start off by removing the panel here and get that out of the way. All right, so the first thing we got to do is get this little trim piece off here. Get you a trim tool. I got this from the Harbor Freight area. And it just snaps right off. So the next thing you're going to do is reach up inside there, and you're going to see that there's a couple of T20 bolts there and there. I forgot that you pull this cover off. There's one more right here. That's what the problem is. So there's 3 bolts. One here, and then one up there. All right, so now we're going to disconnect the door cable. Just pull down on it, slide it right off, and then disconnect the wires for the locking on the window, and it should there it goes. It just pulls right out. Alright, so in order to access the back here, you're going to have to pull this off, and they've got it glued on. If you yank on it, you're going to rip it, and you're going to want to reuse it. So what I'm thinking you need to do is just take a razor blade and cut about halfway down through that rubber stuff, that sealer. If you don't get anything on it, you should be able to kind of seal it back up again. You don't get no dirt or junk on it. Alright, so now I need to disconnect the little wire. Got some little prongs you can kind of pry on there a little bit to get them off. Alright, and there are 3 bolts that hold it on there. You got 1 on the inside and then 2 on the outside, and they are a T30. Okay, so now we're looking inside the door. This white and black plastic assembly you see there, that is for the outside door handle. It goes up and connects to the outside door handle you see back over there. Anyway, so what you have to do is you have to reach up in here and see if I can show you. So you have to reach in here. You got to pull this piece off to get it to slide out, and then also the bottom one as well. So it's kind of hard to do while I'm holding the phone, but anyway, hopefully you kind of see it just slides right off there and then pops off that. And then once you put the new one on, you just snap it back in there. Okay, so part of the holdup was this wire right here. It has those two little connectors there, push little pins. There's one there and one back there, and they connect on the bottom and the back of that. So you have to kind of pry those off so that you can drop the whole thing down. So now we're going to go ahead and push it back in, and then we'll reconnect these. So now you see I've got everything put back together and snap back in. So we can go ahead and test it. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and button her back up. Like I said, as long as you don't get dirt all over that black sealer, it will go back together. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and put our door lock back on. Make sure that the little slot is pointed in the same direction that your rod goes in, and then it just snaps right in there. Reconnect our window switch. Make sure all our clips are good. Okay. And then stick that through the hole before you stick everything back on, otherwise